welcome. I am so excited to be here with you to be able to give you the buzz on David Marama. He is out of Melbourne, Australia. He is an incredible guitarist. He has many award winning accolades, and I tell you, he's a very, very well known in his community. He's done so many things, and I had the honor to meet David on Facebook. And it's funny. It is so funny. So, we're having so many things going on right now in the world with Facebook and all sorts of things. And I can tell you one thing I'm grateful for Facebook is bringing people together,
Yes,
because I don't think, well, who knows, but I would not have met you had it not been through Facebook, or maybe I would have, but it was meant for us to meet through Facebook. And we have been friends for how many years now, David?
oh, I can't remember, probably forever.
I know it seems like I think maybe about 5 or 6 years we
That's
have been
correct. Yeah. Oh,
conversing with one another on Facebook. And
that's correct.
so since I started my radio show, and I also have another program entitled 8 Track Mind with Habaka, I
All
just
right.
thought it would be fitting to interview Mr. David Marama. And welcome, David Marama. I'm so happy to have you. I don't know what time is it there right now in Australia.
It's about midday, just 10 minutes past 12, midday on the 22nd, I mean 23rd of
Really?
yep,
So it's afternoon for you.
afternoon, that's correct,
Oh
yes.
my God. That's incredible. It's afternoon for David. It's 6 o'clock p.m. in Las Vegas, where I am. And this is the
Okay,
beauty of technology. I am loving it so much. So, David, in 2015, there was a global concert that was put together, and it was to celebrate you in your honor. And it was also done while you were recovering
yes,
from an illness.
that's correct, yes.
And would you like to give us what that was?
Yes, thanks very much, first of all, for allowing me to appear on your program, Sister Habaka.
Thank you.
As correctly said, we have known each other forever, it seems.
E- exactly. We can say forever.
Yes, thanks again. And uh, you correctly said I had that big concert made in my honor, apparently to sort of support what I've been doing in Melbourne here since moving here from Africa
Uh huh.
in '92. Yeah. So earlier on, I had a fall in town. It was raining. I came out of the hotel into the street to get a cab home.
Mm hmm.
I slipped, hit my head.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then friends said, "Oh man, David, you didn't fall. Well, can we take you to the hospital to check?" I said, "What for?" I was just feeling all good.
Right, right. Because you
Yeah.
just
So
fell, so you thought you just fell.
yeah, I just felt, well, that's normal, but they thought that it wasn't okay.
Ah.
Went to the hospital, did the X-ray, and they said, "Well, we haven't noticed anything. There's nothing at all. You go home."
Uh huh.
Yeah, the next day I was going to attend a graduation of a friend. I'm a photographer too, as you know, probably.
Yes, I was going to talk to you about that too.
Yeah. So I took my cameras, drove to the place, took photos, and came back home. I walked in because I had a dog and a rabbit, to feed because my partner. was overseas in Africa.
Uh-huh.
Then I just collapsed. I was on the floor until my daughter arrived from, she was out around
Mm-hmm.
probably 3, found me on the floor there,
Oh
and
my
then
God.
just took me back to the hospital, and they discovered that I had a clot traveling to my brain. And whilst it arrived there, I just collapsed. So in short, I had stroke.
Wow, that's
I
amazing.
was Yeah, I was completely paralyzed on my left. For about 6 months, I was in hospital, doing the recovery. So the fact that I came back, I met the city, and then the concert in my honor to sort of assist with the production of the city and everything else, to say, David, welcome back to the music scene in Melbourne. And well, what can I say? Yeah, I say thank you to everyone, and that's why I called it another day.
Wow. Oh my God. What a blessing. What a testimony. I tell you, that is such a testimony. And to think that, you passed out, you don't know how long, and that could have been very, very detrimental, the timing, that you had passed out. And,
That's right.
but your angels were watching over you. Oh my God, that is what a testimony, David. I am so, that is amazing. So
Thank you.
you heard that, everyone, that David had a very bad fall, which he didn't think was anything, and he had a stroke. And 6 months later, he came out. He was paralyzed on the left side, which you are no longer.
You know,
He is no longer paralyzed, okay? He is playing his guitar, making incredible music. And from that incident came another day. So,
that's correct.
which means you had to have that incident to create this.
That's correct. Yes, 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 yes.
And that's
Uh,
how that's how the Lord works, because look at the masterpiece that was created for that purpose, and that is a lifelong testimony. It will
yes,
definitely encourage and give strength to someone, whoever hears this story. Whenever they hear this testimony, it is going to be give them the strength, and it's going to help somebody. That is what, is just so wonderful. Oh my God, I'm so excited. So,
thank you. Yeah, Sister Horega, before I go further, I just want to say thank you to the people that looked after me in the hospital.
yes,
And
yes.
and, and funny enough, I'll tell you this. The first thing I wanted to know was, could I play guitar? So we made a band in the hospital, I mean in the ward. We called ourselves whatever the names we were singing, Jumping Jack Flash, the Rolling Stones and Beatles, Hey Jude. And the neurosurgeon asked me one thing. He said, David, what do you do? I said, I play music. What else? Well, I just touched on, I speak about 5 languages. And he said, what else do you do? I do photography. He said, well, that's probably what allowed you to recover, because music has it's such a powerful medium
Yes,
to allow us to come back to where maybe we were.
exactly. That is
Yeah,
amazing. And you learn something new every day. So that is something that probably a lot of people don't realize, that, and I believe that, that's why it is our responsibility to
Yes,
keep the music alive,
that's correct.
because music is healing, and it is
Mm,
a
mm,
gift. It is a gift
mm,
that has been
mm.
given to us to share, to help to
That's,
heal people. And so
mm,
that is just so beautiful. That is so beautiful. So now, do they still call you Mr. Clean?
that's correct. Apparently, I I've got a song called Mr. Clean, and Mr. Clean is sort of this imaginary figure that is contesting for the world presidency. He wants to make the world a better place to live in, a better place for to respect our children and the next generation. And so he is contesting for the presidency of the world. So they call me Mr. CLEAN. And the ladies we have, they said, whatever. And I said, Mr. Clean, and then happy, and then the brass goes.
That is so beautiful as well. Now, I don't know if you know,
Yeah.
but we have a figure here also named Mr. Clean.
Oh wow.
Yes, and he has been a representative since I was a little girl of, you know, he's like really like a big giant, and he
Yeah.
does these commercials, Mr. Clean, and he has all of these incredible cleaning products. And
Yes.
yes, and he's called Mr. Clean, and I was like, oh my god, that is so great. That's very unique, very funny.
Yeah.
You see, I did my homework, David. So
Yes.
you still use this name, Mr. Clean?
That's correct. Yeah. Because as you would have probably found out, I played with many different bands in Melbourne, Australia, and in Africa before I came here. So Mr. Clean is a song that sometimes it just appears. Oh, what are we playing today? So we
Ah,
say, oh, Mr. Clean is on
you
it.
are gonna have to send
Yeah,
me that song.
I'll send you. I'll send you.
Yes,
It's actually
well,
it's also on EP.
okay.
So this is the one on EP.
Ah, wonderful, wonderful.
And there also is on EP with conversations, part of
Okay.
the CD that another day.
Ah,
Yeah,
uh-huh, uh-huh,
and
okay.
this is the big band. I'm sure you've checked it out. The Public Opinion Afro Orchestra.
I like that. That is so nice.
Yeah. So we did that, Mr. Clean, and it's also on YouTube, and our listeners can have a
Okay.
look at that.
Well,
Yeah,
I'm gonna go and search it out. I tell you that for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
So now you are originally from Malawi.
That's correct. Yes, yes.
And what brought you to Australia? How long? What brought you to Australia, and how long have you been in Australia?
Look, it's a very interesting story. I I I was born in Malawi, and my father was the first registrar of cooperative unions in the country.
Wow.
In 1964, there was a cabinet crisis which the then president of the country kicked out 5 ministers.
Wow.
Those ministers fled to either Zambia or Tanzania,
Mm-hmm.
of which my father was also a friend of one of them. They studied together in then Zimbabwe.
Wow.
So whoever was deemed to be sympathizing with the ministers was under watch by
Uh-huh.
the security. So one day, when my last brother was born, that same day, mom was in hospital, cesarean operated. I, I was, my father never spoiled us by giving us transport to school. We had to walk, go to the gardens in the morning, go to school. That day, the driver came to pick me up, and I was just wondering why. Why were we? He talked to the teacher, and the teacher was slightly sad, and I couldn't understand. I came home that day, found my father in the sitting room. He said, "David, I packed my suitcase. I don't know where I'm going." Wow, look after your mom. My mom is in hospital. And we had this huge mansion, 16 rooms, and I thought, oh, what is this? He left, never saw him for about probably a couple of years later.
Oh
So
my God.
and in fact, before they left the country, when they were airborne, the president sent a message to say they should stop the plane from flying. To cut the story short, we went back to my village in the middle of Lake Malawi. It's called Likoma Island.
Mm-hmm.
With my mom after, everybody. So friends just disappeared. They never wanted to associate with us. We learned the hard way. I finished my primary school. My mom left me to finish her primary school because she came to join my father in Tanzania.
Uh-huh.
After finishing, that's when I joined them in Tanzania. I grew up in Tanzania, finished my studies there, secondary school. Then I applied to go elsewhere to study. No one wanted me.
Wow.
Because we were rebels in the eyes of everyone. Why
In the
were you?
eyes of everyone, they were like, "Oh no, no trouble, no trouble."
No trouble. We can't touch you.
Yes, yes, they were afraid. They were afraid, huh?
And then,
Incredible.
but funny enough, the only the Russians accepted. So
Wow.
in 78 to 84, I was in Moscow
Okay.
studying international law there. I did, organizations and, public international law, private international law and all that stuff, diplomacy and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I finished, went back to Tanzania because I couldn't go back to Malawi. And then I met my current partner. She was working for the Australian High Commission. She came to work in the country, and then we were platonic for a couple of years. I'm not sure what happened in the end. We got together.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So
What?
yeah, and then we ended up in Australia with two of our daughters in 1991. So I've been here
Incredible.
since then. Yeah.
Wow. So now, can you go back in the country now?
Yes, yes. I can go back to my country, and also I've got two brothers who live in Malawi now.
Oh, wow. Wonderful.
Yeah, my two sisters, I lost one, lived in Gettysburg,
Mm-hmm.
US, and the other one is now having some problems with, it's definitely dementia.
Oh my goodness.
So she's off Gettysburg somewhere there, and we just talk to her fortnightly to just keep her,
Uh-huh.
yeah, contact her. Yeah. So life is
Wow.
about.
Well, I can tell you one thing. You are
Yeah.
very strong. And, that's amazing because you were given responsibility also at a very young age and
Yes, yes, yes.
and you were able to overcome it. I mean,
Yep.
you were able to overcome and then on top of everything else, get a lawyer's degree.
Yes, 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 yes. And
in Moscow of all places.
about the, we had to study in Russian in the end, and
Yes.
spoke the language, played
Oh
music.
my goodness.
Yeah, I've got so many friends of mine, some even in Cuba, and I'm planning to go maybe next year with a friend of mine from Mali,
Uh-huh.
who also is I think he lives in the United States, between United States and Mali. So we're
Uh-huh.
planning to catch up some time, I think, next year in Cuba
Wow,
to,
that
to
is
do
so
music in Moscow.
that is amazing.
Hmm.
Amazing. So now does anyone in your family, does your daughters or your wife, do they play music?
My daughter Zanele, who is the youngest, plays saxophone. And
Wow.
Miko used to play keyboards, but now I think they've all,
Uh-huh.
they're playing, and sometimes Zanele picks up the saxophone and plays it.
Well,
I'm planning to.
it's still good to know how to play an instrument, and that keeps
Correct, yeah,
music in her life, and she can do it
that's right.
whenever she wants to, and I think that's great. I think that is she may surprise you one day and say, "You know what? I think I just want to do music."
No, she's asked. I mean, I said to her, would you appear on on a CD that I'm planning to do next, and she said, "Well, of course." So
Ah,
I'll drag her. Pray for me, sister.
I will. I will. Wonderful. That's good news. That's good news. So now, okay, you've been playing music for over 3 decades. For over 3 decades. And I have been playing your song on T-Rex radio. I have been
Yes.
playing Another Day.
Ah, beautiful. Yeah, sure, sure.
That's the one. Let's dance to the music.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I
Let's
love,
dance
I love, I love, I love that song. I love that song.
and
And
have a party.
you know what? You really got down and you got really funky with it at the end, and everything gonna be dun, 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 dun. I I
Eh,
just love that song. I love that song. I love that song.
Sister Herbert, can I ask you one question?
Yes.
You know, Osibisa.
Who?
Ever heard of it? Osibisa?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
They used to be the opposite of Santana.
Okay. Yes, yes,
They,
yes.
yeah, so one of the daughter is the one singing in that reggae song.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So
Amazing. That is amazing. And
it's
I
full of
love that song. I love that song. It's just so, it's a great song.
uh,
Congratulations, because it's a great tune. And I'm telling you right now, it's in rotation on T-Rex radio. I tell you that. So,
oh, very much. I appreciate it. I really appreciate that. Yeah.
yes, yes. And so before I close it out, I want to know if you can play a little something, just a little something with your guitar. 2 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 50
1
seconds.
minute?
Yes,
Okay.
just something.
Uh, just something. Wow. Let me
Yes.
see. Is that audio?
It sounds great. That is beautiful. You see
Thank you.
the power of music, and even just those chords, this 20 seconds, not even 20 seconds, but you can just feel, you can feel well, I can talk for myself.
Yeah.
Just in that little bit, I could just feel your the love of music, where how it's just down into your soul. It's in your bones, it's in your soul. And you actually, you even though you studied law, but you are definitely a great musician. And it just proves that, I think you've studied law, so just in case you'd have something, you have something to fall back on, and to make a good living. But uh this where can everyone get this here? the
Look,
it's called David Marama, Another Day.
yes, it's on Bandcamp. I
Okay.
think, yeah, if you go to Bandcamp, there is a Dave Marama there also.
Okay.
And yeah, it's digital, but you can get it
Yes,
there.
yes, yes. So make sure anyone who is listening to my voice, make sure you go and get this digital download on Bandcamp for David Marama, Another Day. And you know what? It is fantastic. You are going to love it. Spread the word, share it. Make sure you tell everyone about this Another Day. And I was very, very fortunate and very blessed that when David released this hard copy, that he sent me a copy. And I was so honored. And I mean, it was just, that was the beginning of our friendship. And it has just been wonderful. And David, so do you have any new CDs in the workings that will be coming up soon?
Yes, in fact, I will be going back to the studio soon as I'm set, because we only yesterday we had all this. I mean, the lockdown for a couple, I think 2 or 3 months. So yes,
Wow.
yesterday was the first day of freedom,
You
and
are kidding me. So you in Australia, you have still been in lockdown.
in lockdown in Melbourne, yeah, Victoria.
And wow, that is
Yeah,
amazing. Because
that's right.
yes, we're out and about, they have opened everything up, but
Yep.
I don't know how much of a great idea it is, but anyway, it's we just have to be careful and, be
Yes, 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 yes.
mindful.
Mm.
Be mindful, everyone, please, to
Yes,
make sure that you are keeping yourself safe and that you are being vaccinated, you wearing your mask, and still you need to wash your hands. Okay, you still need to
you're
wash your hands.
definitely.
Yes.
The good news is that I'm vaccinated with the 2 doses, so that's
Uh-huh.
done and dusted. So fingers crossed. You
Yes.
know, wash hands and be aware of this, the environment and surroundings. We
Y-
have to say no, firstly, isn't it?
yes, it's true. And I
Yeah,
really believe, David, also that everything is done for a reason. And
yeah,
because I also, with our global warming, you
yeah,
know um
mm,
our motherland is suffering. And
yes, yes,
she is only going to take so much,
that's,
before she
yes.
starts to create havoc for
Mm.
everybody, everyone
Yeah, no,
concerned. And so
definitely, definitely.
I really believe also that uh, that it is our responsibility, that we need to start sounding the alarm and letting
Yes,
everyone know that we need
yes.
to change our ways so that
Mm.
we can save Mother Earth. And I believe that the pandemic was
Yeah.
a part of,
Mm.
I believe it was a part of this to save the earth, because
Yes,
just
yes,
in
yes.
the shutdown that we had allowed the earth to regenerate itself as
Mm.
well.
Mm.
um but we still have a long way to go. We can still do it, but we just have
Yes, yes,
to pull together and be able to, do this. So I want to know, David,
Mhm.
what would you tell, what would you say to a young person who is coming into music, wants to be a musician, wants to be a make their mark in the world with music? What would you, what advice would you give them?
I was responding to a friend this morning, and who said, "Well, so what would you? I mean, what do you call yourself? Because I mean, everybody's, So when you play, somebody comes and says, 'Oh my God, I love the way you play that jazz.'" And I said to myself, "Look, um, I respect jazz to a point where I'm also scared of it, because if I play a note and it's honest and from myself, I know that I'm doing it justice, whether it's jazz or soul or whatever. But if I play to sort of say, please let the world before yourself, then it's not a genuine note." And then that's what I said. And then somebody said, "Well, David, what does a genuine note or not a genuine note mean?" Yeah. But what I would like to say is, my generation perhaps started playing music out of not reading, or just the chords and whatnot. And I did that for a long time. Recently, I attended, university here to uh, start learning notes and whatnot. I did a diploma in music. But if you ask me today, is your reading prolific? Probably not. So it's it's the genuineness and interest in playing music that is, what would I say, profound to being a musician. Not aiming to be properly. Oh, I want to be famous. I want to make much money. I want to do what. That takes a long time. Unless you're lucky. That is stuck and fall in your head.
This is
That's
true. This is true.
yeah.
This is true.
So I would love young people to take music as a profession, maybe, or as no, I mean, with the heart and soul and mind.
Yes.
Honestly, yeah.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That is very, very good advice because I feel the same way. And
Mm,
I have often uh, taught my students in voice and everything. And I have often said the very same thing, okay, yes, you can want to be famous, but first just love the music and love what you are doing and love the message and the gift that you have with the music. Don't
yes. Yeah.
don't concentrate so much on, being
Yeah.
famous.
Yeah.
What you need to
Yeah.
concentrate on is
Mm,
you
mhm.
need to concentrate on if you can make a living at
Yes,
being a musician, being a teacher of music or whatever, but make it your career. Think
that's
of it
correct.
as your career, not that I want to be like you said, I want to be famous. I want to, because you can make yourself crazy, wanting to
Mm,
be famous. And some things, also I believe in my heart that, yes, okay, we would all love to make a lot of money and stuff, but um, that fame comes with a price, so you have to know that you can be able to handle that price and that responsibility. And that's
yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, but thanks very much. And we are change makers. We are here to project and allow our messages to be received by people worldwide.
Yes.
As I mean, it's got a big platform, to expose or to impart with information,
Yes.
uh, it, it, and these are the things that we we do in our own way.
Yes,
You know,
exactly, exactly.
yes. So music is not just like, oh, I need to be fun.
No.
I need to play to do it. You know, a note can take you far.
Exactly. Just like I said, when you played that one little, I felt it all the way to my toes. I mean, it was like, oh my God, wow. I could
Yeah,
really feel the soul of that, just that note. I mean, it was just
just
beautiful.
so funny enough because sometimes when you do something, I mean, somebody walks and says, I think that's Sister Habaka saying,
Exactly.
without even coming into the thing. And
Yes.
I've been asked times, were you playing last night in such a place? I said, what do you mean? Oh, I heard your notes.
That's right. That's right.
So
We have the signature.
yeah, exactly. I mean, and that's when it comes to that point, you say, all right, thanks very much, for
Yes.
the hours I mean, I have a signature note of my own, and
Right.
I keep that one note as my
Exactly. That one yes, and it's a jewel. It's a jewel.
yes,
So
yes, yes.
tell people where they can follow you on your social media.
I'm on Facebook as David Marama,
Hmm.
and
I will write it up in here soon. Yeah.
yes, 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 and also as Dave Marama. So Dave Marama has probably more. I mean, more. What would I say? It's probably a quarter of whatever it is. But
Uh-huh.
David, sometimes I just walk through the list and say, oh, this one is redundant. But we heard from this person for a long time. Let me get people in, 20 people in, and 20 people out.
Yes. Okay. So Dave Marama and also David Marama.
David Marama, yes. And I also have a music page that
Okay.
is David Marama Music, yeah.
Wonderful. So David Marama Music. Dave Marama
Music.
Music. And
And
I
also
will,
for
yes. So make sure everyone that you go and find David on social media and follow him, support him. And my name is Habaka, and I am with the radio show T Rex Radio, T-Rex.com, and the name of my radio show is Habaka's Beehive. And so I just want to say thank you so much, David, to accept my interview with you. And like I also said earlier, I will also probably have this running also on my 8-Track Mind platform. So you'll be all around. You're global, you're international, and I just love you. I appreciate you, and I am just so happy that you are doing what you're doing. You're spreading the love of this gift of music, and I am wishing you much, much more success in whatever you are in your endeavors and in your new music, your new CD. Yes, I'm excited about your new CD.
thank you very much. I'll send that one when it comes.
I'm already excited, everybody. I'm already anticipating this new one. And I just want to say once again, thank you so much, David, for taking out your time to be with me today. And I just wish you the best, and I wish you continued success and continued good health. Okay, to you and your family. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in and watching Habaka's Beehive and 8-Track Mind with Habaka.
Oh,
Bye
thank you, sister.
bye.
Love you too. And keep spreading the word of music and some of us who are recipients to your goodwill. Thanks very much. Appreciate it. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.